Hello, my name is Cameron Collier. I am a recovering addict and I am an RA, recovery assistant, and addiction counselor and therapist. So this is part two, and I'm going to be talking about recovery and how to deal with the outside after being in rehab. So obviously, they teach you all these different skills in rehab, but then rehab's a very safe space where there's no temptations or anything like that, and then you get thrown out into the big wide world, and then you might get triggered here, there, anywhere. You don't know when it could come. It could come in a few seconds, you could come tomorrow, it could come the next day, you don't know. So they teach you different skills in rehab. So we're going to talk about DBT and CBT. First, I'm going to give you the definition of DBT. DBT, it's dialectical behavioral therapy. It's a type of talking. It's based on CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. It's specially adapted for those addicts who feel the emotions very intensely. And the aim of DBT is to help and understand and accept the difficult feelings, especially in recovery. So there's four main compound aspects to DBT, which is mindfulness, which is staying in the present. People would like to use meditation or listen to music or relaxing music, read a book, like being present, mindfulness. Then there's emotional regulation, which is how you respond to situations, such as triggers, and how you're going to avoid those certain aspects. Like when you're going, say you're alcoholic and you're going to the shops, but there's a bottle store there, how are you going to basically stop yourself from avoiding the liquor store? And then there's interpersonal effectiveness, which is a social skill, which more is like towards communication and socialization. And then there's de-stress tolerance, which is the last one, which an addict's ability to manage emotional incidents without feeling overwhelmed and trying to get back to that state of equilibrium in your body. So say you get triggered by like a event and all these feelings come along, but as the addict mind, you want to escape those feelings. So what do? You want to go to your DOC. Now here's where you gotta learn how to basically come back to equilibrium in your body. It's a lot to process right now, and I'm gonna go more in depth into these situations, scenarios, and everything like that. I'm just introducing it in part two, and there will be many more to come. And then a big thing when you come out of rehab is, or if you didn't go to rehab and you're sober and you start going to meetings, so you get the AA big book and you get NA big book, but there's also so many. There's AA, NA, GA, CA, SA, AA. So there's a whole different range for all types of addicts, but the most common ones are AA and NA, and you get the AA Big Book, and it has all the step work in the steps basically, and the principles of recovery, and so does the NA book. And they say there's 5 pillars of recovery. So one is meetings, going to NA or AA or whatever your DOC is, and you go to those. Then service, finding a sponsor, which you can find at rehabilitation centers, and not rehabilitation centers, sorry. This is non-scripted, so yeah. You find at meetings, and then there is step work, which your sponsor will take you through, and then there's higher power, okay? Because without that, you got to find enlightenment somewhere. And lots of people believe in God, some people don't, some people are spiritual, some people are agnostic, some people are atheists, some people, but they've got to find somehow something higher than them to help them get through. It could come in many forms, different forms, but I can't be the one that tells you what that is for you. You have to find that in your process through recovery. And yeah, so just that's a little bit of a start to how to deal with coming out of a rehab, and or starting out fresh. Yeah, so try attend a meeting, and I suggest do a lot of listening first before you raise your hand up and be eager to talk. Listen to what the older guys have to say who have been in an AA and the rest of the other meetings, and just listen for a few weeks, and then then start to add in. You can ask questions. You obviously need to find a sponsor, and you'll find a sponsor at those meetings, and you get familiar, you'll see familiar faces, and then you make friendships in recovery, and which is very good, because like you boost each other to like stay sober. And I've got a lot of good friends in recovery, and they always want to chat to me, or I give them a call. It's like we're always like there for each other because we know what we've been through. And I mean, it's very rewarding, and to me, just waking up each day sober and living life to the fullest is the greatest gift of all, because a few years ago it wasn't like that. So being sober now is fantastic. And in my part 3 I'll get much deeper into recovery, but I just wanted to introduce you to those formats. And as I always say, one day at a time. Enjoy your Monday.